Welcome into this Monday edition of FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Tevin Wooten.
And I'm student meteorologist Brantley Kite.
Brantley, we were just looking at another landfall hurricane just 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And still seeing some remnants of it move across the Northeast right now.
Yeah, that's right. It's been a very busy hurricane season, and it just keeps going. We already have another named storm out there. Luckily, this one won't affect land, but just a couple days ago, Hurricane Nate made landfall on the central Gulf Coast of the United States.
In the Gulf Coast, we had Biloxi, Mississippi, and then there was another landfall. Two landfalls. The first
First was in southeast Louisiana, and then it moved over water again before making landfall in Biloxi, Mississippi. There in Biloxi, multiple casinos were damaged and resorts there due to storm surge flooding. They're right there along the coast, but that storm surge extended for hundreds of miles to the east, all the way down to Destin, Florida.
And you were in Pensacola, right?
That's right. I was right there in Pensacola during Nate overnight on Santa Rosa Island there at Pensacola Beach, and they did see storm surge of about 4.5 feet. That covered most of the roads there. They're still trying to clean that up. There's water still standing. There's sand covering almost all the roads, but luckily, there were no reported fatalities in Florida. I'm not sure about elsewhere, though, so we'll have to check in on that as time goes on.
We did have some tornado warnings out of that storm on the eastern side of that storm yesterday.
Yeah, I was actually in a couple of those, too. Yeah, in Northwest Florida, we did see about 3 different tornado warnings, but they were never confirmed on the ground with it, so luckily everyone was safe during those.
Yeah, just some radar-indicated tornadoes. Nothing to talk about here in reference to Nate, but we do have some local weather we want to look at now with student meteorologist Tyler Von Harden.
Exactly, and Nate's not long gone, but later on in the show, I'll talk to you about Ophelia, the new tropical storm, the next one up in the Atlantic Basin. But if you've been outside today, it's also felt like summer here as well as in the Atlantic. 87 degrees right now with a very high humidity and dew point, making it feel much warmer than it actually is with a south-southeasterly wind around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Dew points are between 75 degrees inland and up to 80 degrees from the coast. I've been here for 3 years. I've never seen a dew point of 80 degrees anywhere in our forecast area during the month of October. And because of that, we have heat indexes ranging from the lower to upper 90s across North Florida and across South Georgia, where it's a little bit further away from the water, it feels like it's in the triple digits. For this show, unseasonably warm muggy conditions will continue, and rain chances will happen every day. But let's take it back to the desk to talk about additional stuff with Ariana and Tevin.
Thank you so much, Tyler. As you just saw, it is hot outside. Not the dew point. It feels like 97 in Tallahassee right now. That's insane.
Yeah, that's a counting dew point and temperatures. It just feels very, very muggy across the region of North Florida.
Yeah, up there in Bainbridge, 107.
Yeah, that's a very, very hot weather.
It's hot here, but I'm glad I'm not up there right now. That would be horrible. If you're not sweating, I'm sweating for you.
Yes, exactly. And yeah, so it's feeling hot, especially going on through about the rest of the week. So definitely keep water bottles on hand.
Oh, yes. Stay hydrated.
Staying hydrated.
Important. Even though it is October already, it's important. It doesn't feel like fall yet. It does not at all.
No, and with those rain chances, also umbrellas would be a nice thing to have going throughout the rest of the week.
I think we may have some scattered showers possibly, so keep the umbrella with you just in case.
Yeah, and with those temperatures being so warm, walking across campus, it's like
oh my God,
completely miserable.
You're gonna feel it early in the morning too. If you have like a 9 o'clock class like I do, I still feel it. It's still hot.
Yeah, I was going for a run this morning. I was sweating like crazy.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely. Yeah, it's hot. It is still hot outside.
Yes, and with those hot temperatures, we're definitely going to go take it out to Brantley at the WAF for a look at the local weather for today.
All right, thanks, ladies. We are looking at more unseasonably warm temperatures right now. Our high today was 89, which is already 6 degrees above average, but it was feeling a lot hotter than that because of the humidity. It even felt hotter than what our record is at 95, even though the temperature didn't actually reach up there. So it was 89 degrees today in Tallahassee. It was a little bit warmer if you head north to 95 in Bainbridge. That was our hot spot. 91 in Marietta, and 87 in Apalachicola there on the coast. Just a little bit cooler down there. And our current temperatures are still holding on to that heat. 87 in Tallahassee. It hasn't cooled off very much at all. The coast is seeing a little bit cooler temperatures there because they are getting a nice sea breeze. But the reason it's feeling so uncomfortable are these really high dew points. The closer these temperatures are to our actual temperature, the more damp and uncomfortable it feels outside. So 76, very, very uncomfortable in Tallahassee, even more uncomfortable along the coast there where they had that Gulf moisture. Our heat index, because of that, which combines the feelings of humidity with temperature, is making it feel like it's 97 degrees outside in Tallahassee. So it's feeling very, very warm out there, unseasonably warm, and luckily we'll see some relief from that in just a few days. Our tonight's forecast, 75 degrees, a very calm night with some clouds. We are going to have those the damp, humid conditions continue into tonight, so we are going to be feeling that tropical moisture for the next few hours, but we do expect for a cold front to move through sometime later on this week, a very weak cold front. That's why we have these higher rain chances. We have a 40% chance of rain on Tuesday with a high of 88, so it's going to be feeling similar to like what it was today. A low to, on Tuesday night of 75. Wednesday, 89 degrees, even warmer with a low of 74, 30% chance of rain, and then we expect a very weak cold front to move through. That's why we're going to see temperatures dip down just a little bit. 87 Thursday, 72 Thursday night, and then our rain chances go back up into the 30s on Friday and Saturday with temperatures about the same, 88 and 87. So our lows are going to be cooling off there a little bit too, and then the low 70s. But the humidity should be waning off at that time. Now we're going to take it over to the southeast with Jennifer.
Yeah, and take a look at southeast temperatures. Right now, it's feeling very warm all across the southeast. 87 degrees here in Tallahassee, like Brantley said. 87 in Miami. It's feeling very warm along the south of Florida. And also 81 in New Orleans. They're seeing a little bit lower temperatures compared to Tallahassee, but it's still very, very warm across the southeast. And those dew points are just making it feel very humid, very muggy, and very miserable outside. 76 is the dew point here in Tallahassee, 78 in New Orleans, and also 76 down in South Florida near Miami. So it feels very humid and warm across the southeast because of these high dew points, and it's just making it feel very hot outside. 97 degrees is the heat index comparing when you take into consideration dew point and temperature. 97 in Miami and 90 degrees in New Orleans, so it's feeling very hot across the southeast. Taking a look at the satellite and radar, we're seeing scattered showers across the southeast, mainly along Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi. They're seeing a lot of showers in those areas with some thunderstorms as well, but mainly the southeast, we're sticking with partly cloudy skies and some scattered showers for the forecast. And taking a look at your upper level water vapor, we're seeing a lot of moisture along the southeast, some dry air along South Florida near Miami, and some dry air around Little Rock, Arkansas, and also into Texas. But it's very, a lot of moisture allows for dew points to be very, very high, so it feels very warm and muggy outside. Current winds across the southeast, 15 miles per hour in Miami. They're seeing it out of the east, 12 miles per hour out of the east in Key West as well. 8 miles per hour of the southeast for Tallahassee, and no winds picking up right now in New Orleans, but we're seeing these strong winds along the southeast. Tonight's forecast, 77 degrees here in Tallahassee. We're going to keep it fairly warm, especially with these dew points being so high. It's just going to feel muggy, especially going into the morning hours. 76 degrees for Orlando if you're heading down to any of the theme parks there. 81 degrees on Miami if you're going to go to the beach. And also 77 degrees in Tulipo. They're seeing temperatures there kind of a little bit less miserable than the south of Florida, but definitely going to see these temperatures heating up for tomorrow. 87 for Little Rock. They're going to see some scattered showers and thunderstorm going into tomorrow. And 91 degrees with partly cloudy skies for Orlando, and 88 degrees in Key West, also seeing partly cloudy skies there. And with that, we're going to take it back over to the desk with Tyler for a look at the new hurricane.
Thank you, Jennifer. And it's not a new hurricane yet, but it certainly has the potential to do so. It's Tropical Storm Ophelia, located right around 30 degrees north and 40 degrees of longitude west. And it's going to be moving northeastward, really over very cold waters compared to the rest of the Atlantic. However, we don't just look at the surface when we're talking about temperatures. Above the surface, there's something what we call a colder than average upper level temperature. And because of the difference between the temperature at the surface where the water is and above the ground about 10 or 20,000 feet, that is why we're expecting Ophelia to strengthen into possibly the 10th consecutive hurricane of the 2017 hurricane season. If that does happen, it would tie the all-time record for hurricane consecutive formation in the Atlantic. The last time that happened was back in 1893, and that's even before reliable records were kept. So possibly we're under one of the most record-breaking hurricane outbreaks this season. Luckily for us around here, it's going to be a little bit quieter, and that's usually what we expect for early October. As we go into mid to late October, activity sort of picks up as we head towards what we call the second peak of the hurricane season between October 15th and October 20th. So hurricane season really isn't over in any major form until the end of November. In fact, if you've been around here for a long time, Hurricane Kate was the latest major hurricane landfall in the United States, and that was Thanksgiving weekend in 1985. And that's why hurricane season does go into November 30th. But right now we do have a top 5 hurricane season as far as accumulated cyclone energy. That doesn't measure the named storms, but basically measures the quality of the storms that we do have. And because of Ophelia, we could add to that total and end up being maybe the top 3 hurricane season after that's done. But let's send it back for a local look with Jennifer.
Yes, and as we take a look at the Tallahassee Nursery weather stem, yesterday they saw on and off rain and sunshine throughout the day, so they were able to water their plants with some of the moisture that they got throughout yesterday and going into tonight, last night and into this morning. Today's almanac, high temperature today was 89 degrees. We're above average, that average around 83 degrees there, but we did not get anywhere close to the record high of 95 degrees set in 1941, and nowhere near our record low of 38 degrees in 1988. Our low for today was 77 degrees from this morning. Current temperatures across the Big Bend region, 87 degrees here in Tallahassee, 83 degrees in Carabel, and 84 in Apalachicola. So we're feeling very, very warm across the Big Bend region, and it's just feeling very hot, especially with these dew points. They're staying high. 76 is the dew point here in Tallahassee, and as we get more towards the coast, they're seeing a lot more moisture from the Gulf. 80 is the dew point there, so it feels like around 100 degrees across the Tallahassee area. And as we take a look at the satellite and radar, spotty showers across the region. Across the region with these dew points, we'll see these scattered showers going on throughout tonight and into tomorrow as well. But for tonight, 75 degrees is our low. We're expecting a fairly calm night. Some clouds here and there, but it should feel pretty warm and muggy going into tomorrow morning, especially if you're heading out for a morning run. You're going to feel that humidity. And also for tomorrow's forecast, 88 degrees is your high for tomorrow, and expect some afternoon showers here and there, some spotty showers going into the afternoon, but expect partly cloudy skies with that west wind at 5 miles per hour. Taking a look at the 5-day forecast, expect for tomorrow a 40% chance of rain. For Tuesday, a high of 88, that low staying around 75, so it's going to feel humid in the morning. Wednesday, 30% chance of rain, that high around 89 degrees, almost hitting 90. 74 is your low. And so with that, we're going to take it over with Tevin for a look at the national.
All right, Jennifer, thank you so much for that. You know, we talk about fall, how it just started just about 2.5 weeks ago, or a week and a half ago, rather. But now it looks like winter is almost coming. Take a look at this front. You can see it here. It's 74 degrees in Kansas City right now, 90 for San Antonio, Texas, but behind it, Denver, Colorado, at a cool 34 degrees, the Mile High City, and certainly they are cooler up there. They actually had their earliest snowfall, their 5th earliest snowfall on record. The average is about October 18th. We're at October 9th, so they are 11 days ahead of schedule. As far as amounts go, they haven't had too much, just about maybe 4 to 5 inches in some spots, but the areas east of Denver, rather, are even seeing more snowfall than that. So that's what we're seeing as far as winter weather goes, but we are still in fall. So the Mile High City, some of those ski resorts in Echo Mountain area, not quite open just yet, but certainly getting started. Echo Mountain opens November the 15th. As we take a look at our watches and warnings here, you can see that we do have some other freeze warnings that stretch all the way from the Great Lakes and the upper Great Lakes down to Texas almost and into New Mexico freeze warning for Union County in New Mexico until 11 a.m. tomorrow, but also some severe weather to talk about behind or ahead of this front. So severe thunderstorm watch for Osage County in Oklahoma that's going to expire tonight. So we're looking at some parts, eastern parts of Oklahoma, maybe northwest Arkansas, and then southern parts of Nebraska. But then also we do have some red flag warnings advisories along the coast, including San Francisco. They are seeing some flooding going on there today and likely tomorrow too in overnight hours. Take a look at this 24-hour temperature change. It is great. 32 degrees. It was 32 degrees. It's 32 degrees cooler today than it was this time yesterday in Denver. But even Albuquerque also much cooler. But look at this. Texas also doing a good job of cooling down in the Panhandle. So really that just shows you from the Great Lakes. Minneapolis, 20 degrees cooler today than they were yesterday. That is a strong front. And look at the dew points. You can also see where the moist air lies and then the drier air lies. 29-degree dew points in Denver, Colorado, 17 for Albuquerque, New Mexico, but and ahead of it, 68 for Dallas and 54 for Kansas City. So if you're wondering where the severe weather lies, it is certainly in this plains area, especially eastern Oklahoma and northwest Arkansas. 78-degree dew points for New Orleans, 76 is what it feels like, or what it will be tonight, rather. Behind the front, it will be much cooler. 27 tonight is your forecasted temperature in Denver. Albuquerque, New Mexico, also cooling down to 40 degrees. Salt Lake City, Utah, 38 degrees. And Billings, Montana, going to be the cool spot for the areas across the country at 37 degrees. Minneapolis at 38. Memphis, Tennessee at 75, and New Orleans at 76. So that is where the cooler temperatures are. Tomorrow it will feel nice and fall-like in Albuquerque at 60 degrees. It will feel a little bit cooler in Denver at 56. Kansas City, you can see some spotty showers tomorrow at temperatures at about 48 degrees. Minneapolis at 58. Billings, Montana at about 66 degrees. Seattle even at 58 degrees. And it looks like you will have some cloud coverage tomorrow. But this frontal area here, it is just so strong out ahead of this front. Temperatures warming up. 91 in Memphis, Tennessee. And then along the East Coast, too, even D.C., you're going to be at 85 and cloudy. Atlanta, hot Atlanta at 87 degrees tomorrow. And we've got some 88-degree temperature readings for us here in Tallahassee tomorrow. But also some spotty chance for showers, too. And look down towards Miami, 89 degrees tomorrow. It's going to be very muggy across the panhandle of Florida. And I'm not quite sure when to tell you guys fall is exactly coming. I know that we start to cool down late November, maybe December, but there's no sign of fall right now in sight for us here in Florida. But just take a look at this picture across the country. That's where fall is right now, just not here. Tyler, Jennifer, back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Tevin. And it's dry, especially off in California. They're seeing a lot of wildfires there because of those conditions.
Exactly. In October, we have winds coming from the offshore area. You know, like Arizona and parts of California, east of Los Angeles especially, are very, very dry in general. And those strong winds actually get transported over the Los Angeles Valley, and that's part of the reason why they do see wildfires, especially in October and November.
Yeah, and right now there's a large wildfire in Northern California. Several counties have been evacuated. Around 20,000 people have been evacuated from their homes, and a lot of buildings have been damaged already.
Yes, it's unfortunate because the Los Angeles Valley is very populated.
Yes.
So whenever there's a fire, it's bound to impact people. It's not going to be over like a giant forest. Because we had those in the Everglades in Florida, but no one lives in the Everglades.
Yeah.
So at least that we had that going for us.
Yeah.
But they don't have that going.
Yes.
For them out in Southern California. So prayers up to them. But now we're going to send it back to the desk with Tevin, apparently.
We're actually going to send it over to the wall with Ariana.
Thank you so much, Tyler and Jennifer. So right now, as we look at South Florida, you can see, but there were scattered showers. But for Miami, on Tuesday, we have a high of 85 degrees, and then Wednesday we have 86, and Thursday also 85. It's going to be about partly cloudy, so it'll be nice outside. The lows will be the high 70s, low 80s, so there's not going to be a lot of temperature difference, but it's going to be hot. You may get some cloudiness in there, but it will be hot in Miami. So in Tampa right now, you can see that we have those showers or storms right here by Spring Hill. And Tampa, actual Tampa right down here, it's sort of scattered. You may have seen some scattered storms in the beginning of the day, but it's mostly up north. Not too bad, just some scattered storms. But for the Tampa forecast, you can see that the high tomorrow is 90, the next day 91, and 89 for Thursday. So it's going to be very hot and probably very humid because of those high dew points that you saw earlier in the show. And the lows will be mid-70s, so it's going to be humid there also. And for Central Florida, we also have those scattered showers, which you saw above Tampa, but it'll be scattered. That's what you saw today. You saw some scattered storms today. It may have been a little bit or a lot humid, just like here in Tallahassee, but we've got scattered storms and showers everywhere around Florida. Basically the same thing. In Orlando, the high is 89 tomorrow, 90 for Wednesday, and 89 again for Thursday. And the lows are the high 70s. In Pensacola, you can see we had those storms over here today, and then, it was west of Pensacola, but Pensacola is pretty scattered. And for the forecast ahead, we have 85 for tomorrow, 84 for the next day, and now we're going to give it to Brantley for around Florida.
All right, thanks, Ariana. We're going to take a broader look at things around Florida right now. It's 87 still in Tallahassee. Jacksonville is seeing some rain. That rain is stretching all the way through the center of the spine of Florida into Georgia, and that's the reason there are some flash flood warnings in effect until 6:30 for that area. So if you're in that area, make sure you take a look at that. West Palm Beach is seeing some rain right now at 77 degrees. Other places are partly to mostly cloudy. Our 24-hour temperature change is showing that heat really rising across the Sunshine State. We're up 5 degrees from yesterday in Tallahassee, same for Pensacola, up 7 degrees from this time yesterday in Jacksonville. And it's pretty similar all across the state. West Palm Beach is seeing a little bit cooler than this time. That's because they had those rain showers for the last several hours that have helped to cool things off. Our current winds are showing a southeasterly flow for the northern half of the state and variable winds for the other parts. So we are seeing the influence of tropical moisture moving up from the Gulf, and that is because we have high pressure out to our west that is rotating clockwise, and that is pushing this tropical moisture back up there into the Gulf Coast area, stretching right across central Florida, and we are going to see that moisture continue into tonight with high temperatures and very damp conditions outside. Our satellite and radar does show a few spotty showers in central and north Florida. The southern parts of Florida are remaining clear. We're going to see those West Palm Beach showers start to taper off as we move into the evening hours. But we are going to see these scattered showers continue tonight and into tomorrow. Pensacola, the northwest Florida area, is going to keep seeing those showers as these rain bands start to rotate back around. Tonight's forecast, 77 degrees in Tallahassee, 76 in Pensacola, 72 in Jacksonville. That's going to be our cool spot for tonight, and it's going to stay warm in South Florida, up to 82 degrees in Key West, 81 in Miami, 80 in Palm Beach. So it's going to be very warm. It's unseasonably warm for this time of the year, and we're not going to see things cool off until later on this week when we have a weak cold front come through. That weak cold front is expected to come through on Wednesday, so we are going to have some scattered showers as we head into late parts tomorrow. Some scattered showers for Tallahassee, and then partly to mostly cloudy for the rest of the state. We will see a few spotty showers in the southern parts of Florida and Fort Myers, Miami, and places like Key West could even see up to a 30% chance of rain. Now we're going to take it back over to Tevin with a look at the local weather in Tallahassee.
All right, Brantley, thanks so much for that. We'll take a look at current conditions right now in Tallahassee. If you're along the coast, you're a little bit cooler right now. Nothing atypical at about 84 degrees right now. That's because you are under the influence of some of that cooler air right off of the water. But further inland, we are in the mid to upper 80s at 87 degrees with partly cloudy skies, maybe a few lingering showers outside of Leon County, but not picking up anything on our radar right now. 76-degree dew points. It is muggy, folks. 70% humidity. When we're in about the 60-degree dew point range, we're somewhat uncomfortable to comfortable, but then you get in the 70s, just completely oppressive and unbearable. It's the air you can wear. It hits you like a ton of bricks when you walk outside. I did mention the satellite and radar picture showing you a dry sky over most of Leon County, but we do have some sprinkling showers outside of that near Quincy and maybe back towards Wilma. Not a lot of shower activities. Most of that has started to move off into southern Georgia and then extreme parts of eastern Florida near Jacksonville. But the humidity levels are certainly up there for everyone. Carabel, 89% humidity right now, and Apalachicola at 88% because of some of the water and the influence of the moisture off of the water. But St. Mark's is also at 74% humidity. Monticello at 71. Tallahassee, we're at 70. Quincy is at about 75, and so is Bainbridge. Mariana may be seeing some cooler temperatures right now because their humidity levels are down to 56%. So that is a little bit better. Certainly not good on a summer day, or technically we're in fall now in Florida, but the winds are coming out of the south, so that's also causing some of this moisture to stream stream further inland and warm us up too. The good news is these winds are not strong. They're just variable and light, 8 miles an hour in Tallahassee, 7 miles an hour for St. Mark's, and winds coming out of the southwest for Monticello at 3 miles an hour. Thomasville, your winds coming out of the east, so you might feel a little bit cooler right now, not too much cooler. The water vapor imagery, this is about 15 to 20,000 feet higher in the atmosphere, in the troposphere, close to the tropopause, excuse me. The green is the moist area, and then that grayish, maybe some clouds, but certainly not dry. And we know we're not dry because we can walk outside and feel that moisture. But I'll show you here, just off towards the east a little bit, you can see some of those pop-up areas of moisture. That's where those shower activity is confined to right now. Tonight's forecast, 75 in Tallahassee, a calm night, some clouds. Yes, maybe a scattered isolated thunderstorm or two, but nothing extreme and widespread. As far as Tuesday goes, Tuesday in Tally will be a carbon copy of today at 88 degrees. 40% chance of showers and afternoon showers at that, with winds coming out of the south warming us up yet again, 10 to 15 miles an hour, so it might feel like it's 95 out there once you factor in the heat and humidity. For the rest of the week, I wish I could tell you we would cool down, but we don't cool down by much, maybe to about 87 degrees on Tuesday with a 20% chance of showers. But look at this, Brantley. By Friday, we're at 88 degrees yet again, just like today, with a 30% chance of showers in the forecast. Does that remind you of anything particular?
It reminds me a lot of summer. Like,
exactly.
It's the same pattern we saw during late parts of July, August, even the first half of September. So it's very warm out there. It's not like what it's supposed to be for this time of the year, that's for sure.
But if you're a farmer, or maybe you grow crops or you grow plants, then these isolated showers are good for you, because then you can get those showers in there and kind of moisten up some of the atmosphere.
With recent hurricanes, a lot of people in Florida have actually lost their crops, and maybe this warm temperatures will help them get that back before a late fall harvest.
Winter.
So, before winter comes around, we're expecting that to be a little bit above average too. Now we take a look ahead though for our weather. For our football team, we do see that we are playing Duke this weekend in North Carolina, and even though it's a few days away, the weekend there is looking pretty similar to what it is here. Temperatures are going to be in the low to mid 80s, but they aren't expecting any rain right now. Partly cloudy skies, so hopefully our football team will enjoy that weather there, and it'll keep them nice and cool for whenever.
So that's in Raleigh. Is it Raleigh, North Carolina, or Durham?
It's going to be in Durham, North Carolina.
Okay.
It's going to be this weekend.
Well, hopefully the football team can crack out a win. I know we're not doing too hot, but the temperatures are certainly hot. It will be warm this week, so be sure to carry around the bottled water, maybe some loose-fitted clothing so you're not sweating a lot, Nike fabrics, things like that. So it's breathable, really allow you to go out and still get class to class without sweating once you get inside.
Yeah, that's right. And again, we do have a weak cold front coming on Wednesday. That's going to help cool things off a little bit. It's going to kind of stall out over the area into Thursday and then dissipate by Friday. So we are going to see that moisture kind of surge and return this weekend. But it will be sunny this weekend. The rain chances do decrease just a little bit, so it should be nice for us to go outside there.
Tyler called this summertime sadness, and I agree, just because it's just so oppressive out there. Don't forget, you can like us on Facebook/FSU Weather. Follow us on Twitter as well. And we are also now on YouTube, just in case you haven't heard, or maybe you're watching on YouTube right now. And with that, I'm student meteorologist Tevin Wooten.
And I'm student meteorologist Brantley Kite. Good night.